about being on the meeting place where we have good, honest conversations. And today's subject, I know it caught your attention. I'm losing my self respect. Oh my gosh, that hurts my heart. It really hurts my heart when I hear my clients and other women talk about they're losing their self respect. When those words come from their lips, it's just not a good place to be in. And often it just masks underlying motivations. So I can't wait to jump in that today on the meeting place where we're going to dive into exactly what that means. I'm going to break it down for you. And not only that, but I will also give you some solutions that you may want to think about on how to deal with this when you hit that place of feeling like I'm losing my self respect. So hold on, I'll be right back with you in a moment. All right, we are back at the meeting place, and let's start by talking about what self respect is. And I know that, on the surface, you say, hey, I know what self respect is. But according to Webster, self respect is pride and confidence in oneself. And we all want that, right? It's a feeling that one is behaving with honor and dignity. And at any point when we come to that point, when we lose our confidence, when we don't have pride in ourselves and we don't honor ourselves and we don't feel that there's a dignity about the way we go about our days, then we are losing our self respect. And we begin to feel incomplete or frustrated and a little off. That's my best way of explaining that feeling that we have is the fact that we're off. And let me know you're here in the comments. I just jumped right into the subject, but let me know you're here in the comments. Let me know that you can hear everything okay and that everything is working for you, because I don't want you to miss a moment. So self-respect is about, feeling incomplete, frustrated, or a little off and in conflict with yourself. Is knowing who you are at the root and the core, but not acting in that way, not behaving in ways that are true to who you are. And so when you feel off, when you feel frustrated or incomplete, what you start doing is you start searching, you start looking for answers, but you don't look for those answers inside yourself. A lot of times, what we do is we start looking for those answers on the outside from other people. We ask other people to define who we are and give us the answers. And a lot of times, those answers are right there inside ourselves if we're willing to take the time and do the deep dive to find out what those answers are. And so, a great analogy, you'll always hear me talking about food because I love food. And anyone who knows me can tell you that. But have you ever been in that situation where you want something, you're hungry or you have a craving for something, but you just can't figure out what that something is. And so you go through this period of searching. You say, oh, maybe it's grapes, right? And then you start eating grapes and it's just not satisfying you. And you're like, no, that's not it. Well, maybe it's a piece of cake. It's something sweet that you're craving, but maybe the grapes aren't doing it. So maybe it's cake. And so you start eating this piece of cake and it's like, no, that's not it either. And then you say, okay, well, maybe I want a piece of pie, or maybe it's not sweet. Maybe it's a combination of that salty and sweet. So let's get some caramel corn. And then that doesn't satisfy you either. And so we go around trying to satisfy this itch and self-medicate ourselves, and instead of getting to the root. And what we end up doing is getting overfull or having things that we just don't want. And we start feeling miserable because we spent all this time searching for that thing and we can't find it. And so my question to you, just like that example of food, what are you allowing in your life? What are you allowing to happen in your life that you know is not good for you? You know, maybe those grapes were great and it was good to have those grapes, but maybe that cake wasn't a good thing. And remember, you gave those grapes up for the cake and then the caramel corn and all that sugar you started feeding yourself with. And now you feel miserable because it wasn't what you wanted and it wasn't good for you. And so when you allow these things to happen in your life, they show up in ways of people taking advantage of you. And you're doing things that you don't really want to do. You know, things like people pleasing, doing anything you can to make sure that you bring a smile on other people's face, or that they like you, or that they love you. Anything that you can think of to make them like you or want to be around you or spend time with you. Or maybe you're eating things that you don't want, to self-medicate, make yourself feel better, just searching. Sometimes we use food or medication or sleep. You know, there's a lot of people I know that just sleep because they can't deal with life and they don't like the person that they are. And so then they allow other things, as they allow people in their lives that they wouldn't normally have in their life. Or what about this? Covering. When you take the time to cover for other people the way people treat you. You know, your girlfriends say, you know, he's not good for you. Oh no, he really loves me, but he's just going through a rough patch right now. It was a bad day for him, and he doesn't mean to talk to me that way. He doesn't mean to treat me that way. So you allow yourself to be in those situations that really aren't good for you, just so you please others, just so you feel accepted. But at the root of that, when you're home by yourself, how do you really feel? How do you really feel allowing yourself to be in that situation? And then you find yourself giving things that you don't want to give, whether it's your time, being around people, or doing things and being in situations that you don't want to be. When you have other things to do and things that you need to take care of, but you're not taking care of the things that you need to take care of because somebody else is encroaching on your time. And so you find yourself giving your time and pushing your things to the back burner, giving your money. You ever find yourself doing that? Giving money to others, giving them money because you want their attention, or you don't want to deal with the conflict. You don't want to hear their mouth, their displeasure. And so you begin to see the disrespect creep in your life. And it's not others that are disrespecting you. They are. But what about you? There's no one that should respect you more than you. And what do you find yourself doing? Disrespecting yourself. You know, do you find yourself sometimes being around and in situations that you know aren't good for you? The wrong place at the wrong time. Going to places that you normally wouldn't want to go, to bars, to parties, to shows, whatever it is. But putting yourself in a situation that, if you had a choice, or if you felt you had a choice, you wouldn't be there. And so, do you find yourself in the wrong place? Maybe with the wrong people, those people that tell jokes that you don't want to listen to, that go to places that you don't want to go, that call you names, be around you and say, "Oh, you're stupid," or laugh at you, not with you. Do you find yourself around those people? And how are you feeling about that? And sometimes it's even our own family. But are you allowing yourself to be disrespected by yourself? Because do you feel respected? Do you feel valued? Do you feel loved? Do you feel appreciated? And if not, that's not the place that you need to be. And then sometimes we're being around or in situations because it's the wrong motivation. What's motivating you to be there? Is it because you need more money or you feel you want more money? Have you put yourself in situations for the money, for the love of money, for the need or the want of money? Is it for prestige because you feel that it'll make you the big fish in the little pond? Because you feel better about yourself? That other people will know your worth? What is it? Is it for acceptance? Is it for looking for approval or accolades? Not from yourself, but from the inside. What is it that's driving you? What's your motivation? You know, when we're not living in alignment with who we are and lack healthy meaning and purpose, when we're lacking that in our lives, we allow for abuse to manifest itself in our lives. And yeah, I said the A word. We are allowing abuse to manifest itself in our lives. And so what am I talking about? I'm talking about that time that we're allowing the abuse of our bodies in ways like stress. And that stress is showing up in ways of headaches, muscle aches, body aches, stomach aches, irritable bowel, reflex. How is this showing up? How is this abuse manifesting itself in your body? But that's not the only way or the only place that abuse is manifesting itself. Is manifesting itself in our minds. We're allowing people to say anything to us. We're allowing them to degrade us, to attack our self-esteem, to attack our self-worth. But there's a key word in this, the word self. The thing is, why are we allowing other people on the outside of us to tell us who we are? We need to look inside. We need to understand at the core who we are. And so they abuse us by attacking us and degrading us. And then relationships. Do we allow ourselves to be abused in other relationships? Being with, like I said earlier, not the best people to be with. People that deplete our energy, that they don't add to us, that they don't lift us up, that they don't encourage us, inspire us. These are the people that we need to be around, not those that tear us down, that degrade us, that deplete our energy. Are you allowing yourself to be disrespected? And then finally, in our talents? How are we allowing that abuse with our talents when we shy away from using the talents that we have? Yeah, that's abuse because you're shying away from showing up as who you are. You play your talents down. You don't show what you have and what you bring to the table. When you're not understanding or believing the value of your talents, of what you bring to the table. Yeah, that's a sign of losing your self-respect. So I can't sit there and break that down for you without leaving you with possible solutions to to walk away with. How can we gain our self-respect back? How can we gain that self-worth and that self-esteem? Well, one of the first things I say is, are you setting the necessary healthy boundaries in your life? Are you putting up stop gates? Are you saying no? Are you setting parameters in your life? Are you being held accountable? That's another one. Are you getting those people around you to help you stay accountable? Because you have to be accountable. Whether it's a list, a calendar, whatever it is, you have to have a way to enforce your accountability, to stay accountable to yourself. And you can't do it alone. And then are you aware of what's going on in your life? A lot of times we're that that ostrich with his head in the sand because we don't want to live up to what's happening in our lives. What's your your awareness scope? How aware of what's going on in your life are you? What's going on? And are you facing it head on? And then finally, how do we have that accountability, that awareness, those right people in our life without support? Are you allowing the right people to support you? Who do you have in your front row? Who are you letting speak into your life? If you're struggling with self-respect, if you feel you're losing a handle on that self-respect, then I would encourage you to look at one of these 4 solutions or all 4. But you don't have to lose it, and you can gain it back. And so thank you for being here on the meeting place. I am so glad that you showed up today. And if you're watching this on a replay, make sure you put #replay. And I can't wait to see your comments. Is this something you're struggling with? Then DM me so that we can talk privately about this. And if you'd like to share with others, go ahead and put it in the comment. Put your thoughts in the comment. And until next time, I am so thrilled that you were here with me today on the meeting place. I am Michelle O'Neill, your purposeful life mentor, strategist, and boundary strategist. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.